Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Charific here, coming at you with another long-awaited Pokemon movie review. And I know what you're gonna think. I am not joined with wannabe reviewer this time. He is dead and gone and buried in my backyard. And now I am joined with Weeb Rabbit.
Yeah, basically, yeah, just a rebrand. I don't know. I feel like I needed a change, which I'll see if I talk about that sometime in the future. As to the recording of this, I'm still in the process of trying to find a new direction for content creation and stuff. So in the meantime, it looks like the new name is gonna be Weeb Rabbit, or you can just
Yes.
call me WR. Kept it the same initials. If you want to call me WR, there you go. So either or.
I mean, I'm just gonna call you Weeby.
No, that's weird.
My little weeb. But, alright, so, people, this time we're going to be diving into what's probably my favorite Pokemon movie from my childhood, and it is Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. And I know in the last movie review, I said that I would take off my nostalgia glasses so that I can find fault with the movie, but I did that, and you know what? I still didn't find a fault with the movie. So we're going to dive in. Like usual, there will be no footage shown because the movie companies that make these and produce them, they think that my small channel is going to take away their money, so they get it copyright striked and taken down. And I don't want that. I don't want those troubles anymore. So we're just going to be talking about the movie, starting with the summary. So, long time ago, there was Sir Aaron and the Lucario. There was a Pokemon war going on, and Sir Aaron locked Lucario away in his staff and went off to do his own thing. And then we just see that the war ends. And then we fast forward to the present day. Ash and his friends, unfortunately Max is there. They come to this new area.
Wow, what do I just say? Unfortunately, Max is there. Because
Listen,
yes, it is, during one of those later seasons where Ash is no longer with Misty and Brock. He is now with Misty. He is now with May, Brock, and Max.
yes, and Max is basically just a huge cock block for Brock. That he's a Brock block. That's basically all he is.
Nice, Brock block. I like that.
Yes, but long story short, Ash he wins the battle tournament, and he's bestowed the honor of Aura Guardian like Sir Aaron. He even dresses up like him, which is a bit coincidental. But he touches the staff, and Lucario gets freed. And Lucario thinks that Ash is Sir Aaron because they have the same aura. Sticky note that for later. And Lucario tells the story about how Sir Aaron was not a hero, but he actually betrayed the kingdom and locked Lucario away. So now, fast forwarding again to later in the movie, they have a party with the ball, and this other character. At first, she was just part of the competition, but then she's later revealed to basically just be a Pokemon hunter, kind of. Like, she just likes to break records. And so she wanted to find Mew, and
She's
I
called
guess,
an adventure. I think they call her
yeah.
an adventurer, like an official adventurer or something.
Yeah. So she's just an adventurer. Her name is Kid, and she finds Mew, and she sends out her Weavile to, find Mew and battle and all that. And in the process, Mew escapes with Pikachu and Meowth from Team Rocket. And
Because of
then,
course Team Rocket's there.
yes, like they're just out here following Ash for reasons. um, and and basically, the whole movie is just the journey that Ash takes with Lucario because Lucario can sense aura, and aura allows you to find anything you're looking for. And so Lucario is their guide. And it's just the interaction between Lucario and basically Ash because they're the main ones who clash in personalities a lot. And so near the end of the movie, Lucario does actually find Mew. They're in the Tree of Beginning, and the Tree of Beginning, it recognizes Pokemon as friends, and it basically thinks that humans are just. I think they use the term like virus or parasite that it wants to get rid of.
I think it was like
So
parasites or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
so parasite, and then in the process, all the main characters get absorbed by what's basically the white blood cells of the tree, and Mew uses all of its strength to bring them back, which I think that's kind of weird because I'm not really sure why Mew lost all of his energy to bring back what, like six people. But whatever. That's what happens. And we learn that Mew and the tree are in a symbiotic relationship. They can't exist without the other. So, without Mew, the tree starts to basically self-destruct. They say that its body, like that the tree basically goes into shock and that, it's going to die. And if that happens, the Mew will die. And Lucario and Ash, they go to the heart of the tree. Mew takes them there, and then they see a crystallized version of Sir Aaron. And they touch a time flower, which I didn't bring it up, but it's really just important here. Um, and with the time flower, it reacts to aura, and it can just show you, I guess, random events in time based off of the aura, and because that's who it links up with. And we see that what Aaron actually did after he locked Lucario in his staff was he went to the tree and gave all of his aura to Mew so that Mew can end the war. So that's what Ash and Lucario try to do, and they're both okay with sacrificing their lives, but at the last second, Lucario knocks Ash out the way, gives all of his aura to Mew, and then Mew is able to revive the tree. And then Lucario dies. It's a sad moment, and the movie ends with Ash saying, "Lucario isn't gone. His aura is within him." And that's pretty much a quick synopsis, spark notes of the movie. So, what Weeby and I are gonna do is now give our opinions, of course, of the good and the bad of the movie, and then we will say whether we overall think that the movie is good. So, let's start off with the good. I'm gonna take this first. I think it's really nice. I think that the pacing with the movie is pretty good. There isn't that much like wasted space. I feel like the only wasted space in the movie is that like where they're stopped by like that hot spring area, and even though Ash says like I won't rest until I find Pikachu, and like they just sit overnight and just have fun in the hot springs. And then
Yeah,
I
that part was
just
kind of
yeah
random. It was kind
yeah
of random.
yeah, so I feel like that's kind of like the only dead part in the movie for me, of course. And another good thing that I like is they bring up a good amount of like Gen 4 Pokemon. I know way back in movie 1, Wannabe, yes, Wannabe, but he's Weeby now. Weeby and I thought that it was great that they showed us some Gen 2 Pokemon just to give us a hint of what's coming next and like to spark our interest to keep following Pokemon and see what they do. Um, and they did the same thing with this, of course, with Lucario, because Lucario wasn't available in Gen 3. And then they had Bonsly and Mime Jr. So just basically like a lot of baby Pokemon, because that's like their
Mhm.
classification. So I think that was kind of nice just to, because I remember watching it and I'm like, what the heck is that? Like, just again, just having that moment of, wow, they actually like pull something out that surprised me. So I thought that was pretty good. Um, and this is a little bit random, but like you remember like all the Reggies, like Regice, Reggie
Reggie
Rock and
Steel
Reggie
and
Still.
Reggie Rock,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love all their cries. Like all their cries sound like it could be like the beat for a dubstep song. Am I the only one who thinks that? That's not just
Yeah,
me,
that's
is it?
funny. They're
Yeah.
like really high pitched and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think oh, and the other good thing that I liked was at the end credits, it showed Sir Aaron's portrait, and in the movie it just had Sir Aaron by himself. But after Lucario died, it showed that Lucario was now with him again in the afterlife. And yeah, I just thought that was pretty nice. So what about you, Weeby?
Stop calling me that. um, so I feel like you kind of blew through the plot and synopsis a little bit, but it makes sense because we don't want to like people should watch it themselves. We don't want to go over every single detail.
Yeah.
But yeah, I basically really like the old school, in the past part of
Mm-hmm.
the movie. I've kind of
Yes.
said it before. I think it was I've mentioned it a couple times. I especially mentioned it when we went over the movie with Celebi
Mm-hmm.
and the young Samuel, who is kind of time displaced.
Yes.
I really like when they show us stuff from like Pokemon history. Like I wish we would get a game that shows more of like the Pokemon past, or is like
Mm-hmm.
set in the past, because I think it's really cool. Because for instance, Sir Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't have Pokeballs. Pokeballs don't exist at this time. So
Yes.
instead, he has like this magical staff with a crystal, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where like Pokemon come out of.
Yeah.
And likewise in like the Celebi movie, young Samuel, he uses like this like what was it? It was like a lantern, I think, to like store his Pokemon.
Yeah, it was
So
basically just like a super primitive Pokeball. So
yeah, so
yeah, he
I
had to
really
like
like
there was like a hand crank that he had to
something weird. Yeah,
turn.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I really like stuff like that, and I
Mm-hmm.
really think it's cool when they give us like a glimpse into like the history of the Pokemon universe.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that part. I mean, they don't really explain what the point of the war was or why it was
Yeah.
happening. All you know is that like both sides were going crazy and they're gonna like destroy the kingdom. That's as
Mm-hmm.
far as they got. But I still really enjoyed that look at like the past of the Pokemon universe. I
Mm-hmm.
wish that, like I said, I wish they would give us maybe at least like a spin-off game similar to like when we got Pokemon Coliseum or
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. I wish
Yeah.
they would give us like a spin-off that's a little bit darker in tone and maybe touches upon like the history of Pokemon a little bit, and maybe yeah, instead of having like Pokeballs, you have like a crazy lantern or crazy crystals that you store your Pokemon in. I think that would be really cool. So one thing I liked about the movie, is that it showed the Pokemon past. I thought that was really cool.
I mean, it's funny that you mentioned that you mentioned wanting a Pokemon game to like delve into the past of Pokemon because they kind of gave us that. The game is called Pokemon Conquest, and
Yeah,
it
but
was
it's like a mix
yeah,
of what was it a crossover with? I forget. Was it with like Fire Emblem or
um,
something? I forget
yeah,
what. So I mean, you kind of get that, but not really. It's
yeah,
more of just like here's Pokemon battles in like feudal Japan.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like
and
I would like an actual game where you're running around
yeah,
in the
yeah. Yeah,
past.
no, I definitely get that. Like, it is very unfortunate that the only glimpse of the past of Pokemon that we do see is like the little snippets from the movie, and then the movies then don't even like dive into it that much because, like you said, with young Oak, like he didn't even mention like I know he talked about the future being different, but he didn't mention like what the past was. Like all we saw was like the little hand crank Pokeball, and that was pretty much it. So I see what you're saying. It would definitely be nice to see at least a game or something that actually just full force dives into the past of Pokemon
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it,
And then
it
whenever
definitely
they've
is
showed it,
interesting.
yeah, whenever they've showed it, I've really enjoyed it. So that's something I
Hmm.
enjoyed about this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, like you said, I did gloss over it, but the war is a pretty big part of the movie because, like, Sir Aaron's efforts way back then, like they have a whole festival for him now, and what he did to stop the war. Of course, no one knew at the time what he did, but like they
They
just
just
knew.
knew that he was involved in
Yeah.
it ending somehow.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that leads me to my other part. I
Hmm.
really did like the whole Lucario side of thing and how he
Yes.
clashes with Ash,
Yes.
because in other stuff, like this movie doesn't really have an antagonist, surprisingly
Hmm.
enough. Like when you see Kid, you think, oh, she's gonna be a part of Team Rocket the way
Yep.
all the movies do. And I
Hmm.
like that it's different. You don't really have an antagonist here.
Yeah.
Kid isn't even an antagonist. She's just like this adventurer that likes exploring stuff. She's not even like bad.
Yeah.
So I kind of like how like the antagonist here, it's more of just like this conflict between Lucario confused about his past
Yeah.
versus Ash. And it's all about Lucario saying, everyone's treating Aaron like a hero, but
Hmm.
I'm not so sure because like my last moments with him were
Hmm.
so conflicting, where he like locked me away and he said he was like leaving the kingdom and all this stuff.
Hmm.
And so I really liked that story. I thought it was really cool seeing this Pokemon, kind of out of, displaced from time, kind of this fish out
Hmm.
of water. And I like seeing like his point of view and him, remembering Aaron, or he was friends with him, and his
Hmm.
sense of betrayal and how he's kind of clashing with Ash, who reminds him very much of his old friend, but
Yeah.
at the same time, he's not really trusting of humans anymore. And so when he sees Ash saying that, like, oh, I have to save Pikachu and stuff, he
Hmm.
kind of doesn't know if he believes him, because he's like, oh, he's probably like all the other humans. He'll probably like ditch his Pokemon if he gets tired of them, or
Hmm.
he feels that he can like do better.
Yes.
So I kind of like that conflicting thing of Lucario's story mixing with like Ash's story, how they played off each other. Like I thought it was actually really like well done. Honestly, it was really cool. I like the like the back and forth and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Shout outs to a part where Lucario pisses off Ash, and Ash like goes to blows with Lucario.
Yeah, he
Like
does.
Ash legit is like, I am gonna like throw hands with this Pokemon. I thought that part was great. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
Ash, okay then.
Yeah, he's literally just trying to fist fight a Pokemon.
I thought that part was great. I'm like, god damn it,
Yeah,
Ash.
it's almost like when he just like you remember back in Mewtwo Returns, he just yeets Mewtwo into the water. like,
Yeah, it was kind of like that. Yeah, reminded me of something like that.
yeah,
So
and
that was great.
yeah, and I guess going back to what you said, I didn't notice this until you mentioned it, but I want to address it now. I didn't mention during the synopsis of the movie for time purposes, but when everyone was being absorbed by the tree, like by the tree's white blood cells, the last thing that they did was release like their Pokemon out so the Pokemon wouldn't go with them, which I think ties really well with one of the themes of the movie being Lucario and his trust with humans because of his own experiences. But the movie just keeps hammering in that no, in this universe, like people almost like love Pokemon more than themselves because their main goal wasn't to escape from like the trees, from being absorbed by the tree. It was, oh, let me get my Pokemon out of here because the tree won't attack them. So I
Yeah,
think
that way
like
they won't
that,
be like trapped in their
yeah,
Pokeballs basically. Yeah, so
yeah,
they can be
which
free.
that was really nice. And I guess,
I like all
ah,
the action. There's
oh
something going on,
yeah,
a lot of action. There was a
mm-hmm,
lot of action throughout the whole movie. Those fights at the beginning.
mm-hmm,
There was fights, all over the place against, like Reggie Ice, Reggie Steel,
yeah,
Reggie Rock, against like the Weevils, against the beginning, like the war. Like there was fights all over the place that were pretty fun.
oh
I
yeah,
like that. I
yeah,
thought it was
no,
pretty nice.
yeah,
Even though I'm not fond of Lucario,
mm-hmm,
I'm not fond of Lucario in the sense that I thought it's weird how they really pushed this Pokemon that
mm-hmm.
isn't even a legendary Pokemon. I always found that really weird. Like when it
Yeah,
showed up in Brawl, I was just so
mm-hmm,
confused. It just feels almost like a rip off Mewtwo, honestly.
mm-hmm.
But I do like Lucario's like moveset and stuff. It does have a really cool moveset since it's like a fighting psychic type. So I do really like all the
Wait,
moveset
wait,
for the
homie,
action.
homie, it's a fighting steel type.
I mean, yeah, sorry, but you know what I mean. It has like
Yeah.
psychic moves, is what I mean. Sorry.
Yeah, I see what you're saying now. I just wanted to give you crap, but yeah, no, and overall, this movie really does age well. Like I found myself even as an adult, like remembering, like not even remembering, like learning new reasons to love this movie again. Like it just has something. Well, I don't know if I should go as far as to say it has something for everyone, because it does like it does have some dead parts, like especially with the geyser scene. But I feel like it does hit a lot of things like that make a movie really good and
Yeah,
that
I just
wants
feel
to
like
interest
it's a very
everyone.
fun like fantasy movie,
Yeah,
basically.
and that has a different tone because we talked about this off screen. Like I can't put my finger on it, but it does have a different tone compared to some of the other movies. That just seem like I don't want to say more comical, but you know what I mean? Like maybe you can like find a word that I'm looking
I don't
for.
know. Like I guess there's more heart to it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
like
think about it. Like for instance, here, compared to like the second movie, in the second movie,
mhm.
Ash also wins the chance to be like the hero of the festival or
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah.
But there, like it doesn't really serve a purpose. Here,
Mhm.
it ties into how he's special. That
Yeah.
he has that aura of like the same as like Lucario's old friend Aaron,
Mhm.
and that's kind of what sets things off.
Yeah.
So if here, it just feels like there's more heart to it. There's more purpose to everything. Like I
Mhm.
said, that relationship between like Lucario and Ash going back and forth is really nice.
Yeah.
That relationship and all the snippets of Lucario and Aaron when he was still alive, like all of that's really nice. Like there's some heart there. And
Mhm.
oddly enough, going back to something you mentioned near the beginning, you're like, oh yeah, he's stuck with like Max and Brock and May.
Mhm.
Um, I was actually surprised in this one. I would say Max wasn't actually very annoying at all.
Yeah, yeah, probably because he kept his mouth shut.
I mean, like, think about other movies where he's just being kind of like a weird little bratty kid.
Mhm.
Here, I would actually say he was actually like fine. Like,
Yeah.
there's actually a part that's really nice where he even wants to cheer Lucario up, and
Mhm.
he's like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
he
you
gave
want
him
some
chocolate.
chocolate?"
Yeah.
Yeah, he's. I'm pretty sure like you've never even like, had chocolate before, based on like your timeline or whatever. Like,
Mhm.
here, have this. It'll probably cheer you up. and he was actually being like a good supporting character for once.
Yeah.
Which like Max is always so annoying. So seeing him like be like a good character was actually really surprising.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
don't know.
like
That's what I'm saying. I just feel like the movie just had like a lot of heart and a lot of good
yeah.
character interactions. Like there's even a part where like after like Ash throws hands with like Lucario, but he's like drying off because he fell in the river, and
Mhm.
like May's kind of giving him crap, but it's
Mhm.
not like in the annoying usual way of like, oh Ash,
Yeah.
you know, blah blah blah. Like she's like legit, like like, oh come on Ash, like you kind of probably hurt Lucario's feelings too. And he's like, yeah, I
Mhm.
know. Like everyone felt very
Yeah.
mature almost, and like it felt
Mhm.
very real. It wasn't all tropey and people being annoying and yelling at each other. Like I don't know, it just felt
Yeah.
like you
I'm
said, like the tone of the movie just feels right. It just
yeah.
felt like all the
It's
writing and stuff was really good.
yeah, it's almost as if like they went out of their way to make sure that everything in the movie like had a purpose. Almost every scene aside from the geysers and like the hot springs, almost every part of the movie served a purpose and wasn't just there for plot convenience. Whereas with the other movies, it does kind of rely heavily on you just having to understand that, oh, plot convenience, this happens because the plot needs it to, but everything seems natural in this movie, which I really appreciate. I can always appreciate a movie that because it just speaks tones to the writing, like you said, when they can actually like weave their plot threads together to make something nice.
Yeah, and also like I said, just the dialogue and stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
Max isn't annoying; he's just there. He even tries to like cheer up Lucario.
Yeah.
May, when she interacts with Ash, is not like the usual bickering and the usual like annoying stuff. It's very like normal.
Mm-hmm.
Brock, even when he's kind of hitting on Kid or whatever,
Yeah.
even that was like pretty toned down.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking to her like a normal person most of the time, except for like, a few times when he is kind of simping out or whatever.
Yeah.
But mostly even that's like kind of calm. So I
Yeah.
was like, everyone just feels like they're kind of like at their A game.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, overall, I would just say it's like a very fun like fantasy movie that happens to involve like Pokemon.
Yeah.
And the ending, it does feel a bit weird where it's like you said, oh, suddenly the tree's like dying and why does Mew have no power? I don't know.
Yeah.
It does feel kind of weird. It feels like they just needed a way
Yeah.
to get them there so that like Lucario could learn the truth about Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
But besides that, I thought it was a very, like I said, very fun, like very heartfelt movie
Mm-hmm.
that I enjoyed. I would say it's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, and I guess really quickly before we end this off, I did also want to say the movie, it doesn't go out of its way to like, it doesn't really tell you who's right. Like, like you get Lucario's points about what he remembers, and you have the legend of like Sir Aaron saving the kingdom. But until the end of the movie, it never like the movie doesn't really tell you which one of them actually has the true side of the story until the end when you see the flashback and learn that Aaron actually did give his life. Which so I thought that was also kind of nice.
I can see what you mean. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's not
So
like all in your face about it or
yeah,
anything. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
All right. Yeah,
All
I
right.
get what you mean.
And I guess with that, we are going to wrap up this movie analysis. So, Mr. Weeb Rabbit, tell everyone what we're going to be doing next.
Okay, so for the next one, we're kind of having to jump out of the way again because, as we mentioned at some point near the beginning, there are a few like specials. They
Mm-hmm.
were like TV only specials. The first one was Mewtwo Returns,
Mm-hmm.
and we're running up on our second one. So instead of going to the next Pokemon movie, we're kind of taking a bit of a detour. And the next movie we will be watching is The Mastermind of Mirage Pokemon, which was like an hour-long special that came out like on TV back in like what was it, 2006 or whatever.
Yeah, something like
So
that.
yeah, so it's an hour-long special. We're kind of taking a bit of a detour. I guess it is still canon, but yeah, we're gonna be taking some time to go over that, and I guess just really quick after that. Then we're gonna finish off the Advanced Generations series
Mm-hmm.
by after that covering uh, Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea.
Yes.
So
So,
next up is Mirage Pokemon, then Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea. So yeah, we're basically almost done with the advanced generations. We can almost say goodbye to May and Max if you hate them that much.
yeah. I mean, no, just Max, just Max. But with that, people, you know the drill. Comment, like, and subscribe if you enjoyed. If you didn't enjoy, leave a dislike and a comment so that I can use that to get better. And I think I can finally definitively say where you can check out Weeb Rabbit. He's on YouTube. He hopefully should
Yeah,
not be doing.
as of this recording, I probably, I don't have any content yet. I'm doing a
Mhm.
lot of brainstorming, like I said, trying to decide what new content I'm going to create and stuff.
Mhm.
But there is a channel sitting, it's sitting there if you want to subscribe and
Yeah.
be, first row seats when the content comes out.
Yeah, but to be fair, in the last video, I think in the last video I did tell you guys to be on the lookout for what he's doing, and this is what he's doing. So you heard him. The link will be in the description, and with that, I will see you in the next movie analysis. Bye.